It timed us right, you see. You got your minute. I got my minute. If I didn't say it before, my name is Delroy Webb. I'm performing here tonight one of the more pleasant tasks as a director of the Homo Technical High School Alumni Association. And I do so on behalf of all its members. We welcome you to this our annual awards banquet and trust that you will have fun recollections of tonight's affairs in the years to come. A special welcome to those of you who have traveled great distances to be here. We have made every arrangement to show you warmth and hospitality and hope that your time here tonight will be individually and collectively memorable. A very special welcome to our guest speaker. I wait with bated breath, as I am sure we all are, to hear remarks from our guest speaker, Ms. Barletta Edmund Forrester, a product of Homo Technical High and also the president of the international chapter of Homewood Past Students Association. As we continue to pave the path for our future leaders through our various fundraising efforts, both within the diaspora and at home in Jamaica, I implore you to make this investment with a glad heart and strong intestinal fortitude, understanding that someone did the same for us. The socio-political atmosphere has shifted to a position that has and will continue to impact people with more melanin. It is a changed environment, and whatever happens here in these United States will eventually trickle down to a piece of the rock. So whatever you do, let us make sure to insulate our youngsters from these events. Once again, welcome to you all, and may you all have a great evening. At this time, I'll ask Rasheen Berger to take us through the invocation.
Father God, our most righteous and heavenly Father, once more, we come before you first and foremost to say thank you, because without you, none of this would be possible. We thank you, God, for the gift of giving and the gift of service. Help us, oh God, I pray, to continue to give back to our school. Please bless our school, the faculty, the principal, bless the students, bless all the local chapters, bless the governing body. Lord, we pray that everything that is done and said here this evening will be done in moderation. Help us to get back home safely, and we thank you for all things. In Jesus' name.
See by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's fast gleaming, whose broad stars and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. just to respect for all. Stir these constant beauty strong. Strengthen us from weak to change. Give us vision as we manage. Knowledge send us heavenly Father. Grant through wisdom from above. Justice, truth, be yours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we
Can you see that? Well, at this time, my association here at this podium is fast coming to an end. We have the director of Econo Caribe Transcontinental Shipping Company, also co-host WGBB, that's radio co-host, on Real Island Radio. He hosts several functions of this kind here and in Jamaica. He's also 67 times board. He's on 67 boards of non-profit organizations. This involvement has garnered Bob several accolades for his civic mindedness and dedication to community affairs. We are fortunate to have this gentleman here tonight to be your MC. Without further ado, you help me welcome to the mic Bob DeZos as our MC for the night.
Greetings and salutations to each and every one. It is indeed a pleasure being here tonight. I thought I was coming here where nobody would know who I am, but I know a whole lot of you all. It is good to be here. It is good to be here. It is a Homewood celebration here tonight, a milestone here tonight, and we are going to have a very, very good time. I see Mr. Webb, usually, I'm used to like the master of ceremonies, starting calling us to do the invocation and so on. So he has done half of what I was supposed to do already. So there probably won't be much for me to do because it is indeed a short program. But again, I'd like to welcome you all here tonight. We're here, as I said, to celebrate. We have a wonderful guest speaker who happens to be the international president, Miss Coletta Enron Forrester. I had the pleasure last Sunday also on my radio program to speak to the president of these organizations, President Glenn Denton, who informed me of a lot that the school has achieved, has accomplished, and what they, as an organization, have done in giving back to the school. And wonderful it was indeed. You who are from the school, who are affiliated with the organization, knows exactly what has been done. And for that, I would like you to put your hands together for this organization, for the things that they've been doing in giving back to the school. My program is indicating to me that, again, the president will be coming up to speak to you all, and he will be telling you exactly what has been going on, what their plans are for the upcoming future, and so on and so forth. But again, it gives me great pleasure to be here with you tonight. you have a journal here, and I am observing in the journal a number of entities, organizations that have advertised in this journal. And what I usually ask is that you support these organizations, because of these organizations, then yes, you know, they can give back to causes like this. Then we ask that you support these organizations so they can continue to support other non-for-profit, other alumni associations. Okay, at this time, I am going to ask Mr. Glenn Denton to come to the podium. Mr. Glenn Denton happens to be the president of these organizations. Put your hands together and welcome Mr. Denton at this time.
Our international president, Mrs. Berletta Forrester, ladies and gentlemen, friends and well-wishers, good evening. The Homewood Technical High School Alumni Association of New York is in its 32nd year of giving back to its alma mater, supporting other local charitable organizations as they seek improvement in the quality of life through community service, recognizing in a variety of ways work of the highest merit done by past students located in the United States and Jamaica, and last but not least, serving as a networking and support forum for graduates and friends. The state of affairs of the New York chapter of the Homewood Technical High School Alumni Association is solid. Let me again take this opportunity to thank the founding, past, and present members who over the years sacrificed, worked very hard, and solicited support to allow the organization to survive and carry on with its mission over these past 32 years. I previously mentioned that while past students of other high schools are similarly passionate about their alma mater, there is no doubt that something magical occurs when the name Homewood is mentioned. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen, for Homewood. It is with this in mind that we host tonight our 2018 Awards Banquet. Our theme is giving back, the passion demands it, passion for our alma mater, driven by everyday reminders of the impact that institution had on our youth, and form the basis of who we are today. We are all here because of that passion. We're all giving of ourselves, in some cases, sacrificing resources and time in order to make sure you do your part in giving back. As the principal and staff, with the support of the alumni community, continue to operate under very challenging circumstances, we, the members of the New York chapter of the Alumni Association, pledge to continue to deliver upon our commitment to give back, to supplement the resources provided by the Ministry of Education. And I'm also confident that we will not wait for others to concur. Our mission is clear. Support for our alma mater is our #1 priority. As a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization operating in the United States, we are mindful of the challenges in raising funds in an environment where there are several other similar organizations competing for support from the same sources. Notwithstanding these challenges, the New York chapter over the last 2 years, and again with the invaluable assistance of all chapter members, family members, friends and associates, we accomplished the following objectives. These are just some of the many items of contribution to our alma mater and charitable beneficiaries, other charitable beneficiaries. We contributed over 20,000 United States dollars for construction of a block of classrooms, which we dedicated earlier this year. Let's give a round of applause to them. We contributed over $9,000 in assistance to students participating in the pen relays. As you would imagine, those students coming to pen relays and participating, this opportunity gives them a chance to compete, to attend colleges in the United States, because they do get scholarships from time to time. We dispersed over $6,000 in scholarship grants to students entering tertiary institutions. So please allow me again to thank all members, friends, and well-wishers for your very, very valuable and reliable support. Some of you without fail, at every function and supporting every fundraising event. Thank you. On behalf of the New York chapter, let me also recognize and extend our gratitude to our brothers and sisters from the other chapters, Toronto, South Florida, our president over here, Marlene, Atlanta, and the Eastern chapter in Jamaica, for joining the army of soldiers who are turning over every leaf to find resources to participate in the mission of giving back. If we keep that focus, our contribution will continue to deliver significant improvement and assist our alma mater in ensuring an acceptable learning environment for our students. Again, the New York chapter is fully dedicated to continue our commitment through deeds, not words. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much, President Benson. When Mr. Webb earlier introduced me, he said, Bob is Sousa. And no, that's all right, that's all right. I'm all right. Yeah. Can be the Sousa, the Sousa. You see, the name, it can vary somewhat. And I am saying that to only say that as I proceed tonight, if I do call any names incorrectly, bear with me. The reason for that is, you know, we grew up in Jamaica, most of us, and, you know, Paulette is now Paulette here. Carol, yes. Delia, who I grew up with, Delia. Delia called and left a message, and the person in my office wrote something looking like Dahlia. So when I called back the number, I said, hello? And the person said, Bob, Dahlia. I said, who? I said, Dahlia. Delia, see him, Delia over there. So, you know, I'm only saying. Okay, I am going to, because the program is going to move along. Prentice is inside the house. Put your hands together. The DJ Prentice, yes, indeed. DJ Prentice and I went to the same school. We can speak about school because, yes, this is Homewood's the high school alumni function. I went to a technical school also for a short while. That's St. Andrew Technical, St. Andrew Technical, in Kingston. But born in Clarendon, adjoining to, yes, Manchester. Yeah. That's my sister parish. And then came to Kingston. I went to St. Andrew Technical. But I was living behind Sabina Park. The principal of Stats, Zach, we call him Zach Henry, had a friend at Kingston College, Carlton Bruce, and he wrote a letter because I was asking him, you know, I love Casey anyway, but you know, just that I passed about Stats. And I said, sir, it is kind of far for me to be traveling and so on and so forth. And he wrote a letter and sent me over to Kingston College, saw this man. He took it and shortly thereafter, you know, brought me in and said, okay, sir, Mr. D'Souza, you're now a Kingston College boy. So I'm saying that to say that that was the school that I go. Stats, a technical school, yes, I did love, but my goodly brother there is my brother from Kingston College. So I'm just mentioning him as one of our DJs for the community, for all the schools that have been doing a wonderful, wonderful job in the community. So put your hands together for my Fortis brother. Bless up yourself. Okay, at this time I'm going to ask Beverly Foster, the Vice President of these organizations, to come forward. She'll be introducing our keynote speaker for the evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mrs. Berletto Henlon Forrester is Sales and Promotions Manager in the Government of Jamaica's Trade and Investment Promotions Agency, JAMPRO. She has served Jamaica through the agency for over 20 years. Her current area of focus is promoting and securing foreign and local direct investment and facilitating the growth of Jamaican products in global markets. She has also been responsible for coordinating the activities of the Industry Advisory Council on Services, a private public body established by the Government of Jamaica to advance the development of the professional services sector. She is a trained and experienced teacher, a business consultant, and was up to recently a part-time lecturer in strategic human resource management at the University of the West Indies, Mona, Jamaica. Mrs. Forrester is a former student of Homewood and is currently the International President of the Homewood Past Students Association. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and it's a great pleasure of mine to introduce to you my batchmate, our guest speaker for the evening, Mrs. Berletta Henlon Forrest.
Thank you so very much, my batchmate Beverly, for that lovely introduction. This is really special. I don't know how many people in this room can claim to have had the pleasure of being introduced by a batchmate. So it is indeed special. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Master of Ceremonies, Bob D'Souza. President Glenn Denton and executives of Homewood Technical High School Alumni Association, New York, distinguished guests, members of the International Executive Board of Homewood Past Students Association, chapter presidents, my fellow Homewoodites from all over, friends. It is indeed wonderful to see you all. You look lovely from up here. I wish you all could come up here and see this picture. Give yourself a clap. You look good. I really wanted us to use the frame. Permit me to acknowledge my brother, Elsuna, who is in the audience. He's not a Homewoodite, and he also has another function tonight, so he's trying to cover both. So I just wanted to give him some love from up here. He's a tall drink of water over there. That's my brother. I want to thank the New York chapter for extending this invitation to me. And I also want to commend Glenn and the team on this awesome banquet. If the cocktails and the attendance is anything to go by, then I think we're in for a really very successful evening. So even if I don't do well as your guest speaker, you already got your money's worth. I am truly happy to not only be a part of this occasion, but to also play my part. Before I go any further, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's reasonable to tell you that I'm going to speak for about 16 minutes. Because somebody once said, in public speaking, there is no greater pleasure that you can give your audience than the pleasure they get when the speech is over. So I hope to give you some pleasure. If not during my speech, you can expect to have some pleasure 16 minutes from now. And I saw some of you just look at your watch. So I'm going to talk about playing your part, playing our part, making a contribution, giving back. My host tonight asked me to talk about giving back. Adding value in some way, taking some sort of action to alleviate a difficult situation or to meet a need. And I'm reminded of the story of the 4 characters named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. I think you all know the story, but I'll remind you anyway. Everybody agreed that something needed to be done to improve a situation. Somebody said, if only anybody would start, I would happily join in. Sound familiar? But nobody said, I will do it. So guess what? Nothing gets done. Everybody blamed somebody for waiting for anybody to start, so nobody did it. That, my friends, is a commentary on how not to play your part, how not to make a difference, how not to give back. If we're always waiting for somebody else to come along and do something, it may never get done. So let us not hang around and look for that someone. There's no new Messiah on the horizon. He's already come. Let us begin to look at ourselves. I love this quote from Barack Obama. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Because we are here. We are here. And why are we here really? Why were you and I placed on this earth? Is it just to adorn and embellish ourselves and enrich ourselves and then leave the scene without having touched or impacted any life or any good cause? What's our purpose really? I put it to you, a life lived without giving is an empty, unfulfilled life. This is one of the reasons why celebrities are some of the biggest donors. It's not only because they have an abundance of resources, but invariably they speak of the fulfillment and the sense of satisfaction that it gives them. As Denzel Washington said, it's not how much you have, it is what you do with what you have. Sure, you may get a feeling of accomplishment from keeping all your hard-earned money and possessions to yourself, but if you think about it really, it cannot compare to that warm, fuzzy feeling that only comes from giving. That feeling of connectedness, which is perhaps even more valuable today than ever before, because we are living in a time when one can have 500,000 friends and yet have nobody. Giving back connects us to people and to each other. And there are many well-researched and documented reasons why giving back is important. One of my favorite reasons is giving back helps you to grow as a human being. When you engage in philanthropic activities, you can't help but be touched as a human being. Another reason that I like is it simply feels good to give. Giving to others makes us feel that we have made a difference or helped to alleviate a crisis in someone else's life. It was no less a person than Mahatma Gandhi who said, to find yourself, you have to lose yourself in the service of others. If you think about it, friends, think with me here. The date of birth and the date of death are far less important than the long dash in between them. The quality of that dash truly demonstrates our purpose, our reason for existence. And we have the power to determine what that dash looks like. We have control of our choices over our own happiness. For after all, happiness is found in helping others. And indeed, who doesn't want to be happy? There's a Chinese saying, if you want to be happy for an hour, take a nap. If you want to be happy for a day, go fishing. If you want to find happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. But if you really want to find happiness for a lifetime, help somebody. And did you know, friends, that giving activates the same part of the brain that is stimulated by food and sex? Oh yes. MRI technology has confirmed this. It's true. But I urge you, if you're going to be a giver, be a sincere giver. I see that one has an impact on me. And give value. Do it with passion and enthusiasm. Same way you do those other things that stimulate me. Brave. Many of us are givers of words and nothing else. Oh yes, don't you all know them? The people who know everything. They have all the answers. And they are quick to give unsolicited advice in every situation. But when it is time to put up, they fail to put their money where their mouth is. Don't you know that person? I hear you. Let us not be that person. Be passionate in giving. Give because you care. It is not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving. Sir Winston Churchill said, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. So all of us should be asking ourselves, are we merely making a living, or are we truly making a life? Of course, giving is not only about money or possessions. You know, throwing money at a problem is not always the appropriate solution. A lot of people can throw money at a problem because they have money. Just ask the so-called barrel children in Jamaica, who would have gladly given up all of that name brand clothing and gadgets if they could only have their immigrant parents at home. So it is important to do the research and to give meaningfully. There's a gift of time. Sometimes that's what people need, especially the elderly. There's community service. There's teaching, there's mentoring, there's volunteering. Find the approach that fits you. And don't give just because somebody guilts you into it. You ever been in church and you feel kind of guilty? As Jamaicans say, you feel kind of cute when the collection plate is being passed around. And you start to get that queasy feeling because you remember that you didn't really have any money on you. Or maybe you just have a taxi fare to go home or something like that. So you start fiddling around, try to look the other way. You take up your hymn book and you sing lustily, but they insist on passing that collection plate to you. Have you ever been there? You get that guilty feeling? Don't be guilted into giving. Be prudent in giving. Because giving can sometimes make us feel really depleted and abused. So we have to be wise in giving. I'm giving you both sides of the story, you know, I'm saying give, but let us be wise. You don't have to give until it hurts. There's a saying that give until it hurts. I don't subscribe to that. It doesn't have to hurt. Or as we Jamaicans say, you give away a certain part of your anatomy and then you excrete through an inappropriate part. Yeah? Of course I'm paraphrasing because we're at dinner. But you know what I mean. I know most of you in the room are Jamaicans. Be wise in giving. Not every receiver is deserving or appreciative. I'm sure you can relate to that relative with unrealistic expectations. You know, that friend with a sense of entitlement. True. You know, that they expect you to give it to them all the time. Or the man begging on the corner who calls you the nicest names and invokes all kinds of blessings on you when you give him money. But the one day you didn't give him any, he pronounces curses upon you. As we would say, cuss your dog rotten. Yes? Reminding you that you're only as good as your last performance. But don't be daunted by undesirable feedback. Don't regret giving. Remember, we can't help everyone. But it is also true that everyone can help someone. Friends, I encourage you to support our schools. Invest in our children. The need is great. In Jamaica, we know that government subventions are inadequate to take care of the full range of development needs in our schools. In this regard, if I can just address my homesteads for a moment, I want to tell you that you can be truly proud of the contributions that we continue to make to provide support to our alma mater, whether it is academic, co-curricular, or infrastructural development. President Glenn spoke of some of the recent support that the New York chapter has given. In fact, friends, I crave your indulgence. Can I just acknowledge my homesteads in the room? Can I ask you all to stand? I want to see how many homesteads are here. Thank you. Give yourselves another round of applause. This year, through your generous support, we were able to secure and install surveillance cameras across the school campus to facilitate a more secure environment for the school community. Other recent contributions have funded classrooms, furniture, equipment, books, scholarships, sports gear, and nutrition. As I speak, infrastructure upgrades are being done, and I know that all our chapters continue to plan for further support to the school. Much of the work is facilitated by you, past students, and friends of Homewood. The school has established a sports development committee, spearheaded by the association, to bring greater coordination to the financial and operational aspects of the sports program. Your international executive board that I proudly represent meets monthly. Your chapter presidents are active members of that board, and we have several active committees. Very soon, we will be coming to you to talk to you about a major fundraiser that we shall be planning. So do stay tuned. Homesteads, we're moving. Still addressing you, we're moving. We're on a roll. So if you've been sitting on the fence, I invite you to get on board. Your Past Students Association enjoys the highest level of respect and confidence from the board and management of the school. I had the honor of being the keynote speaker at Homewood's graduation a few weeks ago, and it was gratifying while at the same time sobering to hear the principal speak of the support. In fact, he spoke glowingly of the support, the ongoing support and contributions from the association and from the past students, and how critical the support continues to be for the school. So your being here is not taken lightly. And I'm not saying this is unique to Homewood. It's by no means unique to Homewood. I can tell you many of the more successful academic institutions in Jamaica today rely very heavily on the tangible support of alumni and friends like yourselves. And we know that even here, many Ivy League institutions are the beneficiaries of significant endowments from alumni and friends. So it's a good model, and we need to sustain it. So I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, all, support your school. Support your school administrators. It's not easy to run a school. Not at all, especially today. I share a story with you that I borrowed from somebody. Early one morning, a mother went to awaken her sleeping son. She says, "Wake up, son. It's time to go to school." The son says, "But why, Mama? I don't want to go to school." The mother says, "Give me 2 reasons why you don't want to go to school." 2 reasons. So the son says, 1, all the kids hate me. All the kids hate me. And 2, somebody said that's a good reason. And 2, all the teachers hate me. 2 good reasons. The mother says, "Oh, come on, those are not good reasons. Come on, you have to go to school." So the son turns to her and he says, "All right, Mama, you give me 2 reasons why I have to go to school." The mother says, 1, you are 52 years old. And 2, you're the principal of the school. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not easy. School nowadays is daunting, even for the principal. He needs your support. She needs your support. I say to all of you friends, as alumni of your various schools, you have an important role to play in keeping your schools recognized. My Homewoodites, we need to ensure that we build and maintain a positive profile and image for Homewood. Consider this. If your school's reputation is negative, it diminishes the value of the very education you gain there. Because after all, who wants to be associated with a failing institution? So it behoves all of us, if we want to continue to be proud of our alma mater, to wear the colors proudly, to declare proudly that we are Homewoodites or whichever institution you represent in here today, then it is very important to continue to contribute to ensure that the school maintains its value. So resolve to give. Give to that student who is blessed with talent but lacks the financial resources to maximize that talent. And there are many. Give to that family that is rich in spirit but cannot buy the food that they need to even nurture that spirit and to survive. Give to that elderly person that is blessed with wisdom but cannot find the money to buy the medicine that he needs in order to have a good life. The young lady who used to babysit you when mama went to the market or to the field. Do you remember her? She's now elderly, living in the same house, but this time with a leaky roof, struggling to make ends meet. It doesn't take much to help her. What a difference you could make in her life. Give back. Give back or pay forward. And I know some of you might have had a negative experience with giving. It happens. And you might feel like washing your hands of this whole business of helping. But when you're tempted to brush the dust off the proverbial shoe and to say, life was so hard when I was growing up in that little district in Jamaica, I am never going back. I am moving forward. I'm done with them. I can't bother. You've heard it, haven't you? I urge you, just consider a small scholarship. Some books, shoes, to help some young person who, like you, aspires to rise up out of that little district or out of that inner city community and make a better life for him or herself. She's just like you. She's you. He's you. When I look at our young people, I see hopes and dreams that are too often not matched by accessible resources. Friends, let us do what we can to fuel those hopes and dreams. How about we each resolve to rescue one youngster? How about it? I know some of you are doing it. I know in many respects I'm preaching to the converted, but I hope that I can also convert some others. How many of you heard the story of Marlon Days? Does the name sound familiar? Anyone? No one? It's a heartwarming story. Young Marlon Days from Buff Bay, now a Delta Airlines pilot. In fact, one of the youngest. I see you nodding. You remember him now. Marlon attributes much of its success to a gentleman who was then a stranger that he met on the campus of Florida Tech. And this stranger helped him to start on that journey that has led him to this very proud career. Are you now, or will you be a part of someone's success story? Home with Ice, talking to you again. Not for you in the room. Think back to a few years ago when you were walking up that steep hill. Some of us can't walk it up now. Or arriving on the Trojan bus, you remember the Trojan? Or the Confidence bus? We all had our hopes and dreams then. Hopefully by now we have realized those hopes and dreams or surpassed them. Some of us still trying to get there. I remember at the time, I thought by the time I was 40, I would have everything I wanted in life. Everything. I would be rich, I would have all the resources, everything. I would retire. I wish. But the truth be told, when we look at where we are now, we did not get here on our own. So as we enjoy our well-earned accomplishments, let us not fail to remember that somewhere along the way, somebody helped us get here. So my friends, do cultivate a culture of giving. Allow it to become a habit, second nature. Give without even thinking sometimes. And teach your children, very importantly, and those who fall within your sphere of influence, teach them to do likewise. Because sadly, we are living in a society that is characterized by a sense of entitlement, a focus on self, very often to the exclusion of consideration for others. So teach your children. I remember when my son was a teenager, and his young friends used to hang around the house a lot, and this was the place for them to be, because we always created that welcoming environment for them. And when my son complained that his computer was getting old, and kind of nag us for an upgrade, parents, we go through it with them. When we finally bought him a new computer, I remember vaguely that he gave his other computer to one of those boys who used to hang around the house, but didn't remember who it was. It was many years later in a conversation with a young gentleman, well, not so young anymore, who is one of the most popular radio DJs in Jamaica. And he said to me, "Your son, my friend, gave me my start as a DJ." And I said, how could that be? My son don't know anything about being a DJ. He said he gave me the first computer. And it was with that computer that I started to practice my skills as a DJ. That young man is one of the most recognized names in Jamaica today. Not only is he a DJ, he also has an academy for DJs, teaching other young people. And he told me he got started because his young friend gave him a computer. So even the children can help their peers. Even the children. I will never forget the young lady who gave me my first bra. It might sound a little politically incorrect in this company, but I think my ladies in the audience can feel me. We know the importance. The young lady who gave me my first bra, she was just a few years older than me. But I cannot tell you what that meant to me at the time. The girls, you remember when you get that first one? Yeah. Some are fortunate to get it from their mothers. I got it from my young friend. And I can't tell you the confidence that that little piece of garment gave me. This was my friend giving me something. What it meant to me. Especially, ladies, you remember going to PE classes? And you all have to go change together, and maybe some of your friends already have them thing and you don't get none yet. Look here, let me tell you. Whatever was going to happen between Monday and Thursday, that bra was going to be washed and fresh and ready for Friday, which is PE day. Because when I go into that locker room or wherever to change, I was going to be full of confidence. I'm just saying, sometimes it's the little things that can be life-changing. I will never forget, I remind her all the time, and she has a hearty laugh about it. Because I don't think she realized what an impact she was having on me that day. And my friends, if you feel like you don't have a lot to give, because you might feel, you know, how much do I have? Let me remind you of something that the Dalai Lama said. If you think you're too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito in your bedroom. You can't get much smaller than a mosquito. But we know what an impact that little pest can have on us. It can rob you of your sleep the entire night. You're getting up every minute trying to catch, and you can never catch the culprit. You're beating up your hands, the wall, you're mashing up your house, and you can never catch that culprit. One little mosquito can make a difference in how much rest you get. So ladies and gentlemen, before I leave this lectern, permit me to put in a shameless plug for my alma mater. I know I've been talking about it, but let me just put in the plug right here so now. Homewood Park Student Association is into friend raising and fundraising. So friends, if you're looking for a cause, you don't have to look too far. We have created the channels with the highest level of accountability and prudence. So I urge you, do not hesitate to give through the New York chapter or any of our other chapters in the USA, Canada, and Jamaica. Having said that, I recognize that you're all demonstrating the spirit of giving by being here tonight. And so we are not taking that lightly. And what a pleasant, what a lovely, what a beautiful atmosphere the New York chapter has created for us to give back tonight. What a beautiful way to give back. On behalf of the Homewood Park Student Association, I want to thank the persons who are active contributors to our institution. Some of you are quiet givers. You don't want to be highlighted. So we don't know all of you, but we feel you. And I urge you not to be weary in giving back or in paying it forward. In closing, I quote some words that a friend recently shared with me. Nothing in nature lives for itself. Rivers don't drink their own water. Trees don't eat their own fruit. The sun doesn't shine for itself. A flower's fragrance is not for itself. Living for each other is the rule of nature. We rise by lifting others. May each and every one of us resolve to rise in the true spirit of selflessness and generosity and make a difference in the life of some other person starting today. Ladies and gentlemen, have an amazing evening. Cheers to all of you.
You see, I know the training bra. Even when the chest was a semi-flat, you know? Whatever was happening there, a training bra was good. Now, the program is saying dinner. However, I'm going to be turning over for a few minutes, turning over things to the DJ. Yeah? But again, our keynote speaker, she mentioned that you all can climb those hills again and what have you. But DJ Apprentice tonight is going to test. You're going to see some of them, Madam Kid, yes, they can't climb the hill. He's going to play that song, How Low Can You Go, and all of that. So we're going to see, since they're not climbing a hill, they're inside the dance floor tonight, so we're going to see who is who, or who can go and come up. Okay, she also was mentioning about school and all of that, and it reminds me of a teacher who decided that, you know, although they don't like to do religious knowledge or they try to keep it out of school, she was in school and she said this particular day she decided that she's going to ask the class a question. So she came in the class and she said, "Class, who killed Goliath?" And one of the kids quickly said, "It's not me, it's not me." The other one said, I don't know who did it. And the other one was about crying and saying, "It's not anybody inside the class here did it." The teacher was so upset that she went to the principal and said, "Principal, I want you to come inside this room and listen. Not one of the kids knows who killed Goliath." But I just wanted you to get that one, because if the principal came inside and was making up so much noise for the kids not knowing who killed Goliath and saying to them, if they don't tell the teacher who killed Goliath, it's going to be serious. That is what's happening in our schools today. Because I remember when I was going to school, religious knowledge was part of what, it helps to build character, it helps to, you know what I'm saying? So I just mentioned that as to say, yes, in a joking form as to how things are going today. But again, for those who are supporting Homewood, please, as our keynote speaker has, continue to do what you can. Give what you can. Any little that you can, it goes a far way. Believe me, I have traveled the road. I have gone with my friends from different organizations on missions in Jamaica and other places. And believe me, you can see exactly what is happening on the ground there. So continue to do what you can, continue to give what you can to support causes like these alumni associations.
Yes, again.
I decided to go to the bar and have a drink just now. And usually, I don't bother with the type of drink that they do have. But when I went, I saw Overproof, our stuff, the real stuff. Yes, indeed. So I took some, and I'm feeling good now. I am feeling good. Now, here it is. I was being asked at the table. She said it would give me courage once I drink it, but I drink it for other reasons, because here it is. A pastor decided that he is going to be mentioning this Sunday in his sermon that you should not drink white rum because it will hurt your body. He brought 2 glasses, one with water and a worm, and one with water, one with the rum. He put the worm in the water, the worm moved around. Put the worm in the overproof, not just regular rum, the overproof white rum, and the worm died. So the pastor took up the glasses and he said, you see why you're not to do this. It is not good for you. And he showed them the other one with the worm moving around and said, this is life. But there's a little man in the back of the church who likes his white rum. As a matter of fact, loving white rum. So he said, Pastor, you know, me not see it that way, sir. Pastor said, come here, man, explain yourself. He said, sir, by showing that the worm is dead inside the rum, it indicates that if you drink rum, you won't have worm. Now, in the community, I'm in the business of shipping, and shipping for over 37 years in the community, transcontinental shippers. I've recently collaborated with Econo Carib and continue to ship to the Caribbean. Madam Guest Speaker, I happen to be one of those who does the barrel for the children. You mentioned the barrel children. I am one of those. But I've also assisted many of the organizations in and around the community in getting their stuff to the destinations in Jamaica and other places in the Caribbean. Now, there's an organization here tonight, and I was given directives because I didn't want to be mentioning, hence why I welcome each and every one from all the different associations, alumni associations, and non-for-profit. I did welcome you all. But tonight, I was given directives to make mention of an organization that has done so much in the Caribbean, in Africa, and just about, they'll tell you exactly, the person that is going to be coming will tell you exactly the different places that they have visited on their mission, doing wonderful, wonderful work. I myself have been with them on missions in Jamaica, and the first time saw what they do. These are persons that take their own monies from their pocket to go on these missions, put themselves up in hotels, and whatever else it entails financially, none is taken from this organization. Very humble person. I love them so dearly that if they should ever not invite me to host their event, I would cry. Yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking of an organization, the Organization for International Development, OID. At table number 14, I'd like you all to stand and be recognized. I was given directives to do so. Table 14, and also table 18. At table 18, we have the founder of the organization, Dr. Roy Street. I am going to ask him to come forward and greet you tonight. Again, that was a finky applause. Put on a hand together, man. Come on. Dr. Street, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for allowing me this 15 minutes of fame here. No, but as Brother Bob said, we've been traveling throughout the world, as a matter of fact, for the last 28 years, and we provide health and educational goods and services to the most underserved population throughout the world. And he mentioned Africa. We've been into India, South America, and a number of Caribbean islands. And again, I do these hard-working volunteers. We do what we do just from our heart, just as you're doing now for your school. And I want to congratulate you for what you do for the island, and the school in general and the whole island. It's a great help to everyone. But I just want to just give you an update on our upcoming missions for next year. We're heading to Jamaica in January 19th through the 26th, and we're off to South Africa, Zambia as a matter of fact, Rosanga University. We're doing a 4-day mission there in Rosanga, and we're, it's not all work, it's all work and no play make Jack a dull boy, and Jill a dull girl too. So we're, after we finish working there, we're heading over to the Victoria Falls and Botswana, where there's animal, we're gonna be going on the wildlife, and also to Zimbabwe and South Africa. We're gonna do a tour of South Africa. And I know the following year, 2019, I think we'll put that together. We're heading to Dominica. Dominica had a lot of damage from the hurricane, so we're heading in that direction. So we want your vice president here for Homewood, Beverly Foster. Can we? She's the one you would contact if you want to go on any of these missions. She's also the VP for OID. I see she's VP for this Homewood too. So we have to move her up next year, baby. We got to give you some presidential thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a website, and I just want to just briefly mention it. If any of you want to jot it down, is the OIDinc.net. So again, www.oidinc.net. So you can go to that website for more information. And again, I have to mention Bob, he did mention fully the fact that we have a mobile medical clinic in Jamaica, and he was the one who shipped it for us. It was donated to us by Mr. Vincent Rosan back in 2006, and he shipped it to Jamaica. So support this man. He's doing a wonderful job, and all of these MCs that all of these functioning MCs, we have to start paying him. Thank you very much.
Now that you mentioned that Dr. Street, the ladies will kill me if I charge, so. But again, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for OID, the Organization for International Development, doing a wonderful, wonderful job in the world. Okay, we're going to move into the program because I see you were dancing before and I know you want to get back to your dancing. But let us finish all formalities and then we can proceed with dancing. Now, at this time, I see where Mr. President, Mr. Glenn Denton, will be coming to the podium and he'll be making some presentation. The persons who are presenting know themselves, so sort of prepare yourself as such. Mr. Glenn Denton is going to come to the podium and he's going to be making some award presentations to some deserving persons that have contributed, that have worked diligently and gave up their time throughout the years. So again, put your hands together in welcoming to the podium our President, Mr. Glenn Denton.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope your feet are warm from that opportunity about a few minutes ago to try out your dancing for later. At this point, if I ask the ladies who will be assisting me in this section of the program, if you could come forward, I'd like to also ask our international president, Mrs. Forrester, to do the honors of the awards tonight. And I believe it's Denise who will be helping me. Denise, thank you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, the success of the alumni organization, in particular the New York chapter, would not have been possible without the dedication the sacrifice, the commitment of not just members, but also members of the community. Tonight, we would like to take the opportunity to recognize some of those members who have gone over and above, giving of their time, resources, and even the members of their families, giving them the opportunity to leave home at dinner time, to come to meetings, and to commit. Before I go on, I'd just like to say that I went over to the bar here twice, and somebody said, "Glenn, why did you go to the bar? I thought you didn't drink." Let me just say it's cranberry juice. And there was nothing hard in it. So the Homewood Technical High School Alumni Association, New York, Inc. appreciates the sacrifice and contribution of all members, friends, and supporters who contributed to the survival of the chapter over the past 32 years. Everyone has contributed in different ways, and we know the principal, staff, students, and friends of our alma mater recognize and appreciate the passionate commitment of our chapter here in New York. While we would have liked to recognize and reward every member, tonight we want to identify 4 chapter members who over the last years, 2 years in particular, have excelled in giving back their time and resources to make sure we continue to realize our commitment to our alma mater. There are many others who have excelled, and some of those are consistently and reliably going the extra mile, but have either been previously recognized or want to be recognized in a different way. We also want to recognize a few very special friends who are either Homewood alums, not from the New York chapter, or just members of the public who believe strongly in the work we are doing and consistently providing support for our fundraising efforts. We take great pleasure in recognizing 4 members of the chapter, 1 member of the Past Students Association and his wife, or both of them members of the Past Students Association, and also a few members of the public who are not members, but who have contributed consistently and in a very dedicated way to all our fundraisers and events over the years. As is customary, we'd like to recognize our guests first. So we'll start out with the non-members, the members of the public. Mr. Marcus Fisher. Marcus was born in St. James, Jamaica, and migrated to the USA in 1995 with a drive to build a successful business. He worked for Kingston Tropical Bakery in the Bronx until he fulfilled his lifelong dream. In December 2014, he opened his own business, Central Caribbean Bakery. This establishment is now a positive force in the community. Marcus has remained a loyal and dedicated supporter of the New York chapter and has been assisting the chapter in its fundraising goals for several years. Every time we have a fundraiser and we're looking for donations in the form of meals, Marcus is right there for us. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing Mr. Marcus Fisher. Mr. Fisher. Please give Mr. Fisher another round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, Marcus. You can rest. We'll call you again next week. Mr. Clovis and Mrs. Nancy Jennings are not members of the New York chapter. They are members of the public. They are not past students of the Homewood Technical High School. But you wouldn't know it if someone didn't tell you. Clovis and Nancy have been without doubt the most consistently dedicated and strongly supportive members of the public who have supported the New York chapter and its efforts to raise funds for our alma mater. They have attended just about every event hosted by the New York chapter and have been doing so consistently for over 15 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing Mr. and Mrs. Clovis Jennings. Mr. and Mrs. Jennings. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Jennings. We look forward to another 30 years. Thank you. Thank you. We will. We appreciate it. The next couple I will recognize are past students of the Homo Technical High School. They are not members of the New York chapter, but we ourselves will know it. They are members of the International Past Students Association. Sonia, popularly known as Cecile, and Junior Taylor started their long and lasting relationship as high school sweethearts while they were students at Homewood Technical High School. Very, very successful. I'm going to ask them what they did because obviously they did something right. Their never-ending love for each other blossomed into a beautiful marriage of which they will celebrate their 42nd anniversary on October 2, 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause. Their marriage has produced two beautiful daughters, Kyla May and Tony Ann. The family continued its growth with a wonderful son-in-law, Christopher, and the love of their life, granddaughter, beautiful Jaden. I hope I said that right. Jaden. I stand corrected. On completing their course of study at Homewood, Junior pursued a career in engineering at the College of Arts, Science and Technology, now UTech. Upon graduation, he obtained employment at CAST as an instrumentation engineering lecturer. Subsequently, he went on to serve in the sugar industry as an instrumentation engineer. Sonia embarked on pursuing her career at Bellevue School of Nursing. After graduating as a registered nurse, she gained employment at Bellevue Hospital, but later went on to execute the skills and knowledge she acquired in this noble profession at Spanish Town Hospital. After working in that field for some time, Sonia decided to take up new employment at the Heart Foundation, where she served diligently before moving on to work at Eureka Medical Center. Subsequently, Sonia worked as a medical representative at Shearing Plow, the United States Pharmaceutical Company, and was later promoted to Caribbean Sales Manager, a position she maintained until 2002. While Junior and Sonia were still employed at their respective companies, they had the zeal to become their own entrepreneurs. They carefully orchestrated their plan, hence in the year 1986, they started Systems and Innovations Limited, with locations in Kingston, Montego Bay, and Savannah, Lamar. They embarked on their next venture in the year 2000 when Villa Sonate, an exquisite 15-room hotel in Cardiff Hall, Runaway Bay, St. Anne, was established. Junior and Sonia, with their compassionate, selfless, and giving spirit, conceptualized the formation of a class of 74 group to give back to our beloved alma mater in the form of helping current students who are facing challenges in different areas. This idea was disseminated among classmates who immediately embraced the idea, hence the birth of the group, class of 1974. Yes. Despite the fact that many members of the class make valuable contributions to the fund and the biennial reunion, this amazing couple is the driving force that does most of the legwork to keep the group active for the past 14 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing Mr. and Mrs. Sonia Taylor. Please stand. I might add that every time we ask about assistance at Homewood, I hear about Junior and Sonia. And most people would agree with me in that, because Junior and Sonia, they're always there to answer the call. We appreciate it. They may not want me to tell you, but both of them got injured at the same time in 2 different incidents. So that's the downside of the love affair. Yes. Thank you again, Junior and Cecile. Let's give them a final round of applause. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we turn to the active members of the chapter. And as I said earlier, just about every member gives of his or her time every time we need help. And, you know, as I said earlier, we recognize, value, and appreciate the work that every single member has done. Notwithstanding that, we'd like to take the opportunity to recognize these members, starting with Miss Jessie Campbell of the class of 1974. Jessie Thomas Campbell was born in Christiana, Manchester, and graduated Homewood in 1974. After Homewood, Jessie began a long tenure of commitment to social causes while being employed at the Water Commission. That's why my bill was high. No, I'm just kidding. For many years. Jessie served as secretary for the Homewood Parent Teachers Association and the Jamaica Association of Local Government Officers, JALGO. Jessie migrated to the United States in 1996 and joined the New York chapter in 2005. She has served on various operating committees and for the last 13 years has become one of those members I consider a cornerstone member. She's always ready to volunteer when someone is needed for that extra bit of work and has been one of the leaders in selling tickets and advertisements when fundraising time arrives. Jessie says, I am very dedicated to my alumni organization and work assiduously to help promote its growth. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessie Campbell. Claudia Kong Folks was born in Alston, Clarendon. During her time at Homewood, Claudia served as a member of the Student Council, then later became president of the Student Council. After Homewood, Claudia later migrated to the United States and joined the New York chapter in 2011. For the last 7 years, Claudia has become one of the most reliable members and has been willing to volunteer when needed most. Claudia's commitment to our alma mater is clearly evident and currently serves as on our executive committee as recording secretary. She also serves the events committee, the scholarship committee, and the membership committees. Ladies and gentlemen, Claudia Kong. I was trying to find one more committee to put her on, but I didn't find any more. Thank you. Let's have another one. Next we have Valerie Clark of the class of 71. Madam Popular. Valerie was born in Spalding's, Clarendon, and after stints at Spalding's Primary and Knox College, she moved to the school that mattered, Homewood, in 1971. Congrats to Knox and Edwin Allen and everybody else, but Homewood is Homewood. After a summer of fun, Valerie went on to work at the Spalding's Branch Library as assistant librarian. She subsequently went to Kingston to pursue nursing studies, but eventually decided to continue her chosen field of business administration. She just didn't like to dress the wounds. In Kingston, she studied at CAST, now UTEC, and UWI, worked at various companies in Falmouth, St. Anne, and Kingston before migrating to the United States in 1994. Valerie worked as an executive assistant at Prudential in New Jersey for many years before moving to Children's National Health System in Washington, D.C., where she's employed as Senior Staff Assistant Training Coordinator in the Division of Transport Medicine. Valerie joined the New York chapter in 2011, and her commitment and passion for her alma mater motivates her enough to be present at almost every monthly meeting held here in Queens, New York, despite the fact that she lives in Washington, D.C. area. She previously served as recording secretary, but now our public relations officer. For Valerie, volunteerism and giving back started at an early age, at home, at church, and the Girls Guild. She's undoubtedly one of the hardest working members of the New York chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Valerie. Last but certainly not least, and this lady serves as vice president of our chapter as well, and also vice president of the Organization for International Development, OID, Beverly Foster NP, class of 78. Dolores Beverly hails from Manchester, Jamaica, and graduated Homewood in 1978. After Homewood, Beverly attended CAST, now UTEC, and taught at the vocational level for several years before migrating to the US. Beverly has worked in the healthcare arena for several years, and for the past 14 years has been employed to the Northwell Health System as an adult nurse practitioner. Beverly received her Bachelor of Science degree in nursing from York College and a Master of Science nurse practitioner from Hunter College. In 2011, she received the Evelyn Schwartz Nursing Service Award from the North Shore Long Island Jewish Health System for her humanitarian work in Haiti. And in 2012, she received the President's Award for Exceptional Patient Experience. She served in the United States Army Reserves as a registered nurse, second lieutenant, for 8 years, and in 2004 was honorably discharged. Ms. Foster has been a member of the Organization for International Development for over 15 years and currently serves as the Vice President and Missions Coordinator. Since the 2010 earthquake in Haiti, Ms. Foster has traveled with OID, providing services to displaced adults and children working in Port-au-Prince and nearby communities. She has also coordinated and participated in medical missions to Jamaica, Grenada, Carriacou, Ghana, Tanzania, Ethiopia, over the past 15 years. Beverly became an active member of the New York chapter in 2009 and has served in a variety of executive positions, including that of our current vice president. For the last 3 years, Beverly has graciously provided space in her home to host the chapter's monthly meeting. And the food is good too. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Beverly Foster. Now, as I said earlier, all members, past presidents, friends and associates of the chapter, all the work that they have offered and provided and dedicated to the chapter over the years. We held our 30th anniversary awards function in 2016. And again, we continue to say to our members, we really appreciate your work. Before I go, I'd like to extend, even though we have the vote of thanks coming up for our president, international president, Miss Berletta Forrester. If you could come back up here, please. Just to extend a little recognition to her and thanks for accepting the job of our guest speaker tonight. We'd like to give you a little token of appreciation. And I would like to ask Denise to do the honors here to our
Okay, Ms. Helen? Yes, please. On behalf of the New York Chapter Home Classmates Association, we'd like to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to remind us of the value and the importance of giving. And I'm sure that a lot of us, even if we have not started, we'll start tonight, giving of ourselves. And we want to say a big thank you so much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Put your hands together again for all of the awardees, honorees. Well deserved, well deserved. That's right. And Master President said he is giving the guest speaker a little award. Did you notice it? It's a little award for you. It little. Oh boy. But anyway, it's the fort. It is the fort. Yes. All right. Back to my program. How was dinner? How was dinner? All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, my program is indicating that I should... There's some surprise that is coming up. So I'm going to ask Mr. Delroy Webb. He introduced me when I was coming up. Whatever it is that he has a surprise, he's going to bring that to you now. But remember, keep your ticket stubs. You are going to be getting 2 night stay, 2 night weekend stay. Alrighty?
Several people have come up here, the awardees, and have been recognized for their efforts over the years. Companies have their COO, their CEO, the Homewood Alumni Association. That person that holds those positions, all those titles, has done over the past 2 years, move this chapter to an upper level. With his penchant for hard work, dedication, managerial skills, a profound understanding of interpersonal relationships and group dynamics, highlighting his repertoire. He has been an outstanding president and uniquely exemplary in guiding this chapter right up to this very event. Mr. Denton, I noticed you slipped away. I'd like you to just come on up here, sir. He doesn't like this. But folks, I'm going to ask you to stand and give this gentleman a huge round of applause. He has moved this chapter in so many directions that we're all proud of him. Mr. President, take a bow. We appreciate you, sir. Take a bow.
Well, I didn't expect that. I'm not a guy to look for rewards and accolades or things like that. I just give up my time and go home. But this is something I love to do. I'm committed to my alma mater, and I made the decision to give up my time and try to coalesce around with a number of other past students to do whatever we can to help our alma mater. Again, thank you, even though I just figure I'm doing my work, and I thank you for all your support. I appreciate it. Thank you.
DJ Prentice is rearing and ready. You know that. Ready to go. Now, I remember a couple of years ago, or let me back up, just to let you know that earlier on this week when I mentioned to some friends that I would be the MC for this event, and I told them the school. They say, that school that the girls can run and win champs and all of that. I said, yes, that school. They were of the opinion that probably that's mostly what they do, you know. I said, no, you have some bright people that goes there. Now, an indication of such is our articulate guest speaker here tonight. Yes, brilliant. And for all that I have heard that she does, it indicates that. One of the honorees that was up earlier on, all that she has given, and her credentials, also Beverly. I did not know that you did so much things and were involved in so much things, Beverly. Big up yourself. Wow. So it's not just about track and field and all of that. And I can tell you something, they can dance too. Yes, they can dance. You know how I know? I was at the pen relays as a supporter and sponsor of Team Jamaica Bickle over the years. From its inception, I've been there with them as supporter and sponsor for the athletes coming in. And one year, I hosted an event, you know, so they can enjoy. After the pen relays, they were at the hotel and we took one of the hall and we played music and all of that. And there was a competition for dancing. And listen, man, there was, I think, this, the one where you dance by your head or what have you. I didn't even know about that dance. And this young lady inside that room put on that dance at night. She won the thing. She won the dance. So them can dance too. And I know you're going to see some of that here tonight. Yes? You saw the intermission. They came out and they were ready to go. Well, we're going to end the program shortly so they can continue to enjoy themselves. Yes, Mr. President. Okay, following directions also. Here it is. Now, someone asked me, although I have said this, a joke most of the time when I do MC, someone said, say it again, Bob. I like to hear it each time. And what it is my Rasta friends who went to sea to fish. Two of them went out there, and after they went out, they got into some difficulty, yeah? One of them fell off the boat and him go down into the water and up him came and him said, Selassie, I save your son. And him go down again. Him come back up and him said, Lord Jesus, I don't want to die this way, help me. And him go down again. And when him come up again, him say, help. But after him go down back, drown, he not come back up this time. However, they fished him out, they brought him ashore, and they tried to resuscitate and all of that. Dead. Then they asked the other Rastaman, what took place here? What happened? The other Rastaman said, boy, he dropped in the water, you know. And it's when him come up, him say, Selassie, I help I. And him go down again and him come up and him say, Lord Jesus, I don't want to die this way. And when him come up back again, him ball out and just go down, sir. And I saw it go. Him see I and I, man, sit down right here, so, and never call out to I, man. Now, someone said I'm to say it, you know? Yeah. Listen, it is time for the raffle. It is indeed time for the raffle. If you did not, if your ticket was not torn, please have it done so you can be a part of the winning. And again, it's a 2-night at Villa Sonate. Okay, that's the gate price tonight. Presented courtesy of Villa Sonate. And it's a weekend stay, so, and it's for 2. It's for 2. So you don't have to be spending anything. Just bring your husband, your wife, your significant other, or whoever, your sister, your brethren. But it's a 2-night stay. Are we ready?
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman. So, as we said earlier, courtesy of Villa Sonate, Mr. and Mrs. Junior and Sonia Taylor. They've been very kind to donate the weekend for two nights at Villa Sonate. And we have with us a young lady here, Jaden. Jaden will be doing the honors tonight. Jaden is the granddaughter of Mr. and Mrs. Taylor. And I wish I could get the microphone for Jaden. Please tell everybody your name, Jaden.
My name is Jaden.
And what would you like to be when you grow up?
Not sure yet.
Okay, that's fine too. Okay, so Claudia will be doing the honors for us tonight. We only have one gate prize for two. So Claudia will do the honors to pull one ticket and hand it to me. And I know everybody is looking for that. Yes, let's go, Claudia. Okay. If your number begins with a 2, and then a 0, and the third and final digit is an 8. 208. If you have 208, come on up here. Come on up here. Okay. Come on up here. So Fiona is the lucky winner of a weekend for two at Villa Sonate, and Jaden will be presenting the award to Fiona. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Jaden a round of applause. Hold on, you have to say that on the microphone. Come on, Jaden.
Enjoy your vacation at the lovely Villa Sonate. Their rooms are kept tidy at all times, and they have a very nice and clean pool, and it's big for everyone you carry.
Thank you, Jaden. Give her a round of applause. You did a great job. Congratulations again. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for this segment.
Put your hands together again for Villa Sonate, contributing to tonight's event. Wonderful it is. And for all the other organizations that have contributed, pick up yourselves. Want to again just let you know how pleasing it is for me to have served you tonight as the Master of Ceremonies. It is great to see some of my friends. As I said, I came with the expectation where I knew no one. Although I have gone to the Homewood events before. I've gone to twice before this. And there was a dance on Springfield Boulevard. Some of the nicest pudding and goated soup. Oh, there they are up at the door. You guys made it, eh? Wonderful, wonderful. Goated soup. Eleanor, goated soup. May I call you out? Delicious. And the pudding? Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, at this time, I am going to call on Valerie Clark. She will be giving the vote of thanks. Valerie. And since I have the opportunity now, congratulations on your award.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Homewood Technical High School Alumni Association, New York, it gives me great pleasure to give this vote of thanks tonight. first to our keynote speaker for your profound message, which was well received, so very timely and on point. Thanks to our advertisers. Please support them as much as possible. Thank you, Antons, for the tasty meal and the wonderful ambiance. To Soul Tone Disco, to All Time Printing. Thank you to the other chapters represented here tonight for coming to celebrate with us and for the part you play in giving back to our alma mater. A big thanks to you, our supporters and friends, for your continued patronage as we continue to assist our alma mater. Thank you, Mr. MC. Personally, I want to thank the committed members of the chapter and especially the very hardworking events committee. And on behalf of the Homewood Technical High School Alumni Association New York, I wish to express thanks. It has been done before, but it's in my notes, I'm going to do it, to our indomitable president, Glenn Denton, for his total and dedicated commitment to the chapter and our alma mater, and his courageous leadership. Good night, have a good night, thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my duties have been completed, but again, just want to extend my appreciation and just to let you know that it is a wonderful thing that you're all doing in giving back to your alma mater. For all the organizations that are here that are doing the wonderful work of giving back. Give, give, give. It is needed, and you know that, so do what you can. It is a pleasure meeting Ms. Berletta Enlon Forrester. It is indeed my pleasure, yes. And all the other persons that I have met for the first time. I am happy to be here with you. I am going to leave you just asking to continue of your support for these organizations. As you heard earlier on, what it is that they do for the kids, for the school, for the development and upliftment for those students that are up and coming. Things are different now from then. Don't rely on the government and say the government is going to take care of this and take care of that. They cannot. We have to be real. So what we are doing here makes sense. It is of grave importance. So continue to do what you can. Don't stop. And tell a friend to tell a friend. And I am going to extend to whomever it is that as an organization, I'm in radio, and whatever it is that I can do in advertising your event when that time comes around. Touch with me, see me, and I'll do what I can in helping. I will continue to do so.
Yes, indeed. When I wake up in the morning, if you're blessed, let me see your hands in the air. Come on. You know them want back still for food from the plate, but I got over devil and envy them straight. I am blessed every day of my life. I am blessed when I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest. Every day of my life, I am blessed. Don't lift me up, he watch over me. So when you wicked rise, judgment be them. With 10 years. Someday I gotta sit down with me at work. Hands up from you, now about stand. One line let me pick up me friend them. Live up the rhythm, it have a prayer. Irish and China worry everything straight. I am blessed. plate, but I got over devil and I'm drinking rum and Red Bull. And you see in my heart full. Them want to get awful like them on the dance I'll get ground full. And I'm rum and Red Bull. And you see in my heart full. Them want to get awful like them on the dance I'll get ground full. I started the year with a glass cranberry with ice in a glass. I said like you're finding in the glass. I'm the one that lick up on me, I'm the one boss. Drink me jump like me in dance. After the blast, then we move to the quad. Then the bartender, the bill restart. What another rub me use, wash off me on. If you hide and train, then you must. I'm drinking rum and Red Bull. And you see in me heart full. Them want me get awful like them on the dance I'll get ground full. And I'm rum and Red Bull. And you see in me heart full. Them want me get awful like them on the dance I'll get ground full. What I'm drinking, apple and I've seen my couple, what you thinking? Everyone is a star, we live like kingpin. From coming back with a party or a same thing, now stop drinking. How much can you drink? Full of my couple, let me think. Be a sexy girl, I give you wink. Put her in the car, well think. Who's is an express himself? You now say hello, my friend. Now what is my friend? Be a blessing, me serve. Please your guide and protect them. Now say hello, my friend. Now what is my friend? Be a blessing, me serve. Please your guide and protect them. Me and my friends now are in the NC. Cause my friends they know we not pre-bad energy. Cargo rise, men